वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। दिस इज़ योर टेक ट्यूबर राहुल। मैंने अपनी पिछली वीडियो में आईफोन 12 के बेसिक स्पेसिफिकेशंस के बारे में शेयर किया। अपनी इस वीडियो में मैं आईफोन के कुछ स्पेशल फीचर्स को लेके इन डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन दूंगा, प्लस मैं अपना रिव्यू दूंगा कि उनको यूज़ करने के बाद मेरा कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा एंड हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट एंड मीनिंगफुल दे प्रूव टू बी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे। मैं ये वीडियो अपने 4 मंथ्स के आईफोन 12 के यूज़ करने के बाद बना रहा हूँ। सबसे पहली चीज़, जैसा कि मैंने अपने पिछली वीडियो में भी बताया, आईफोन 12 को लेके जो मैंने नोटिस किया वो था इसका यूनिक शेप, इट्स फ्लैट डिज़ाइन। मैं आईफोन 10R यूज़ कर रहा था इससे पहले, और जैसे ही मैंने पहली बार आईफोन 12 को लिया, आई फाउंड इट नैरोअर कंपेयर टू आईफोन 10R एंड आई फेल्ट लाइक कि ये आईफोन 10R से थोड़ा हाइट में लंबा है। ये डिवाइस होल्ड करने में काफ़ी लाइट फील होता है और समटाइम्स मैं सरप्राइज फील करता हूँ कि ये इतना लाइट होते हुए इतनी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस कैसे देता है। एंड इफ दिस इज नॉट द केस, मे बी आई एम हिटिंग माई जिम हार्डर दीज डेज। आई कैनॉट अफोर्ड टू यूज माई फोन बेयर, इसलिए मैं एक प्रोटेक्टिव केस यूज करता हूँ। एवरी टाइम व्हेन आई रिमूव दिस केस, आई ऑलवेज प्रेज द ब्यूटी, द फ्लैट डिजाइन ऑफ माई आईफोन 12। Let's talk about its camera. In terms of clicking photos, iPhone 12 का कैमरा कुछ ज़्यादा डिफरेंट नहीं है compared to its predecessor iPhone 11 and its Pro models. जो फोटोज का सेचुरेशन है वो टिपिकल एप्पल फोटोज की तरह ही काफ़ी कंट्रोल्ड है, एंड द पिक्चर्स यू गेट टू सी आफ्टर क्लिकिंग आर एग्जैक्टली द रेप्लिका ऑफ रियल वर्ल्ड कलर्स एज यू सी एंड परसीव फ्रॉम योर आईज। बट जो इम्प्रूवमेंट है वो है नाइट टाइम की फोटोग्राफी और वीडियोग्राफी में। जो आईफोन के मेन कैमरा का अपर्चर है वो इसके प्रीडिसेसर से थोड़ा बड़ा है। इट कम्स विद f1.6 कंपेयर्ड टू इट्स प्रीडिसेसर विद f1.8। बड़ा अपर्चर होने से ज़्यादा लाइट आईफोन के कैमरा में आ सकती है, जिससे यू गेट मोर लाइट इवन इन डार्क कंडीशंस एंड दस इट इम्प्रूव्स योर फोटोज इन डार्क। ऑल्सो आईफोन 12 में 7 एलिमेंट्स यूज किए गए हैं कैमरा को बनाने में, जो कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं कॉर्नर टू कॉर्नर क्लियर पिक्चर में, सो दैट आपके कॉर्नर्स में ब्लरिंग ना हो एंड यू गेट क्रिस्पी डिटेल्स इन ऑल एरियाज ऑफ योर फ्रेम। टॉकिंग अबाउट ब्राइट डे फोटोग्राफी, स्मार्ट HDR feature is a good example of Apple's computational photography. Once I click any picture which has super bright region in some part of the frame, after clicking the photo, when I open it, it does some correction and makes the bright spot, for example sky, corrected. Look at this beautiful noon time picture. इसमें जो वॉल है इसका सरफेस काफी डार्कर है कंपेयर्ड टू द बैकग्राउंड सुपर ब्राइट स्काई, बट आफ्टर करेक्शन बोथ आर नाइसली एक्सपोज्ड. However, you can see some correction sky work in the background when you look closely along the edges of the wall. Look at this picture. This is best description of Smart HDR 3. I clicked straight against the sun. It beautifully captured the sky as well as the darker wall with quite good detailing of cracks and fills. Means you need not compromise anything because of partial parts excessively illuminated. Another example of good low light photography is where the standard inbuilt camera app of iOS decides कि आपको कितनी ड्यूरेशन का एक्सपोजर सेट करना है on the basis of your external lighting conditions. Look at this picture taken with auto exposure turned off, and then look at this one with auto exposure turned on. Based on lighting conditions, this one is clicked at 2 seconds of exposure and there is difference in terms of noise and clarity. But there is one strange thing which I observed while clicking photos in extreme dark conditions. The photos turned out to be more bluish green in color, and I think that is more obvious when you are clicking in very dark conditions, because in such situations the camera does not have enough data to determine the true color of the object. Look at this picture. It is really crisp while being clicked in quite dark conditions. Details are great, but I think there is scope for color correction. However, I loved the quality of images shot handheld with exposure of 3 seconds. The maximum limit of 3 seconds for exposure seems to be a limiting factor considering the micro hand motions when the photo is being clicked. I think the feature of adding exposure timings beyond 3 seconds could be even better, especially for those light trail photography, but that would definitely need a tripod. Night mode is now available in ultra wide camera as well as in your true depth selfie camera as well, which means you have improved nighttime selfies. Talking about the ultra wide camera, I still wish that there is some feature to get rid of that bending of corners, the fisheye effect which we get because of the ultra wide lens. This feature is sometimes annoying when you have a wide subject and you don't want its dimensions to be distorted when you click it in ultra wide. In terms of videos, hands down, Apple is still the BAP of all mobile cameras and nothing is even close to it. People praise a lot about iPhone camera for its photos, but I think Pixel stands number one in that genre. However, no one stands closer to iPhone when it comes to videography. And in iPhone 12, in low light conditions, video qualities are also improved. But one thing that annoys me is the lens flare which we get while shooting, especially in low light conditions against a light source. It is really annoying whether it is while recording a video or while shooting a photo, and every time I struggle hard to find a spot or an angle where I can get rid of that lens flare. I hope Apple finds some solution to this in future hardwares or software updates. Another important feature related to videography is Dolby Vision. With the power of A14 Bionic chip and their computational algorithms, your iPhone analyzes each frame of your video collected with a 10-bit of data, looks for highlights, midtones and shadows in that frame, does suitable corrections based on the Dolby Vision algorithms and displays that frame to you in real time. And if you're shooting at 60 FPS, your iPhone does the whole process 60 times in 1 second in just a fraction of a moment between your camera looks at the object and you get to see the same on your mobile screen. This is marvelous. But there is one thing to note down over here is that Dolby Vision is a kind of HDR which is only limited to the devices or the displays which support Dolby Vision. Displays which do not support display vision, they mess up with the data of HDR, and what you get to see are the super exposed or really dim videos. So far, not many devices are supporting Dolby Vision. So as of now, the beautiful videos with Dolby Vision HDR, they would look really beautiful on your mobile screen, or if you share it with someone else, they will look really beautiful on their iPhones or the smartphone that supports Dolby Vision HDR. Also, like HDR standard, there are so many other HDR standards right now. For example, HDR10. There are many devices which support HDR10 as well, and even they are capable of generating really beautiful videos. Maybe your mobile has such similar HDR standard and is capable of generating really good videos. One thing is really unique about Apple is that they focus on building up the algorithms and the computational codings, intelligent as well as advanced, but I wish that along with these features there should be one button to switch to manual mode so that the professionals which want to experiment these camera hardwares have access to manual controls to expand their creativity. And as of now, manual controls only come to the third party paid applications, not in the stock camera application of iOS. The back of the iPhone is made of a shiny glass, while the camera region is made of frosted glass, which leaves the major part of your iPhone to be a fingerprint magnet. I appreciate the move by OnePlus in their newly upcoming mobile OnePlus 9 Pro, where they have decided to make the back with a frosted glass and a matte underlying surface so that your fingerprint buildup on the surface is least and your mobile looks stunning, exactly the way it looked when you took it out of the box for the first time. They did the frosted glass back in their Pro lineup in iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max, but then they provided the SS band on the side, which again is a super fingerprint magnet. Let's talk about the OLED display. iPhone 12 comes with standard OLED display in all the 4 models, unlike how it was in the previous lineups. The display is even and uniform with no cooler or warmer regions in your screen. the display brightness is 630 nits, which makes it bright and capable display even in bright sunny day. I always keep my auto brightness on so that according to surrounding condition my brightness adjusts and I do not waste my battery when I am in low light conditions. Thanks to OLED, the darker regions look really dark and they add up to a really good contrast in your viewing experience. It is still a 60 Hz display, which I expect to change in upcoming mobile phones. Considering this as a 5G upgrade, I think Apple considered to give up on this feature as of now so as to optimize their battery performance. But talking about the fluid experience we get on 120 Hz display, I expect something like ProMotion, which we have in iPads, to come in mobile phones so that we have the fluid display. For example, when we are scrolling or browsing something on your mobile phone, or even in the gaming experience. iPhone 12's screen comes with ceramic shield, which Apple explains that it gives 4 times better drop performance compared to its predecessors. But I think your phone will break or not on falling, depends on what angle it hits the ground, and it will not be the same condition every time you drop your phone. So make sure you protect your phone with a cover when you still have ceramic shield, better drop performance. What I'm more concerned is about the scratch resistant screen. Apple did not made any mention about the improvement in scratch resistance, and when I searched online I found that in order to make your screen more scratch resistant you need to harden its surface, and in process of doing so you make the surface more brittle and more prone to fracture. So what I understood from this, and I think even other YouTubers have also mentioned it, that the toughness which is related to drop protection and the hardness which is related to surface scratch resistance, they are somewhat opposite. And if your mobile phone screen is more tough now, then there are pretty good chances that it is less scratch resistant now. So consider installing a tempered glass on your screen the moment you purchase. That's my advice. Rest depends on you. IP68 gives you freedom of accidental splashes, but what I still feel is one problem. I wish there is some way to get rid of this dirt or lint accumulation which we see in our speaker grills as well as in our ports. There should be some way to get rid of this build-up problem instead of cleaning them again and again over the time. iPhone 12's battery lasts for a day without any problem, and I haven't seen any big improvement compared to my past experience with its predecessors, though I am totally satisfied with its battery performance. Its battery is 2815 mAh, which is lesser than the battery in iPhone 11, which is 3110 mAh, thanks to the efficiency of A14 Bionic chip, which delivers same battery life with a smaller battery and a little larger screen with enhanced brightness. I cannot give exact figures, but sometimes I have noticed 5.5 to 6 hours of screen on time with mixed use of using socializing applications, clicking photos, editing some pictures, or watching YouTube videos. Over the time I have developed suitable charging practices, and that's why I charge my iPhone in small intervals instead of waiting for my battery to drain completely before I put it on charge. People demand a lot about fast charging, but I think that's a feature that must be available with phones but should only be limited to the required situations and not for every day, every time charging experience if you consider health of your battery as an important parameter. And that's why I charge my iPhone twice in a day with optimized charging option turned on. Optimized charging ensures slower rates of charging once your battery level goes beyond 80% on the basis of your device usage schedule. Even I have noticed that there is a big contribution your charging habits have on the battery life of your mobile. The battery capacity of my phone right now is 100% after 4 months of regular use. Even I have experience of 92% of battery life after 2 years of use of my iPhone XR. I hope the battery life of my iPhone 12 would age even slower with this rate of aging. This is one of the highly marketed feature, but I have not used magnets installed on the back of iPhone 12, neither for the charging purpose in the MagSafe nor in attaching any magnetic accessory to it. I still use my standard Qi charger with no magnets with standard charging speeds, not the faster charging or 15-watt charging speed offered by the MagSafe. However, I have noticed that there is a little lag between you placing your phone on the charging pad and your phone displays the animation that it has started charging. A little moment of delay as compared to the animation which used to come when I used to charge my iPhone XR wirelessly on the same charging pad. I think this feature is to ensure that the charging coils are properly aligned in the meantime, so that once you are sure that they are properly aligned, you can start charging them at higher charging rates, which is not the case in my charger, which is standard 7.5 watt charger, which I prefer to charge my iPhone. Friends, in this long video I covered some of the major topics. However, there are few topics which are still left. If you feel there is something missing which you want to know about, you can let me know in the comment section and I'll make a video covering all those topics as well. Let me know your experiences in the comments below, and if you have not seen my previous video which talks about the basic specifications of iPhone 12, go and check that video over here so that you know the basic information about the phone before you get to know about the user experience. That's all for this video now. This is your TechTuber Rahul. I'll see you in my next video. Good night. Take care.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared.